So the folks at Uncommitted, they were highly critical of Vice President Kamala Harris, President Joe Biden, and then of course they, told folks don't vote for them in Michigan. So they've released this post-election statement calling for. I'm looking at this here. So they're calling for President Biden. They said, today our message is clear. This moment requires more than resilience. It demands decisive action. The Biden-Harris administration must put an end to the flow of weapons that fuel this cycle of violence, and it goes on and on and on. Now, they turned their comments off. I'm sorry, Mustafa. Go holler at Trump. Go tell all those folks in Dearborn, Michigan, who sucked up to Trump, who kissed his ass, who voted for him. Matter of fact, go talk to Jill Stein.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's just amazing. You know, I put all this hope in people and assuming that we have these remarkable brains that we're going to use, and we make, educated, calculated decisions about what would be best for our lives. And when you have individuals who have folks who have been very clear about what they won't do, and you still give them your vote, or you call yourself removing yourself from the process, knowing that that is the same thing as giving your vote, then it's just mind-boggling. I can't tell you how many people have called me and said, in retrospect, I wish I had done X. Well, you can wish that you had done X, but you made a choice to either vote for Trump, or you made a choice to remove yourself from the electoral process. And there are going to be outcomes that are going to be detrimental to the folks who you said you cared about and who you were trying to advocate for. You could have had an administration that would at least sat down and listened to you, and then you could have negotiated with them for some of the things that you wanted. But now you have an administration that is very clear that the things that you have asked for, they have no interest in. And if you push too hard, they will arrest you. If you're out in the streets marching and protesting like many of us have done over the years, there is a strong chance that you will be met by force. I'm not positive, but I think there's a strong chance. So, you can't have buyer's remorse now. You made a decision, and now all of us have to live with the decisions that we've made.
This is the one I love the most here, Randy. This was an article. The mood in Dearborn is a complex mix of disbelief and wary curiosity. Trump came to Dearborn and made a lot of promises. He said, adding that residents he has spoken to are wondering what Trump will do for Palestinians. LOI thinks the reality is obvious. It's clear as day that he's playing us. I think he's going to target us. That's what he's going to do. He's going to target our families, and it's going to hurt. So I think we're about to find out. Yeah, Randy, you're about to find out because you fucked around.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say they fucked around, and now they're going to find out, and they're going to find out swiftly. And, people try. Look, we tried to tell you. I mean, we tried our best to tell you. And Trump told you. I mean, this is the man that I think the first executive order, or one of the first he did it, his last, was the Muslim ban. I mean, he has been very clear about who he is. People just did not want to believe him. And they wanted to justify their misogyny and their racism and say, oh, it's because of this issue and that issue. But they did not believe who Trump told him he was. I mean, he's been clear. So I don't understand the surprise. And now, of course, you're immediately seeing this remorse from all different identity groups as they see what this world is going to look like for them going forward, at least for the next 4 years.
Joe?
Yeah, again, just like I said, people are assuming that this America will continue being this great America, whatever it is that they want it to be. But somebody's going to get hurt under this thing. And I believe that the Palestinians, I think that the Palestinians, I don't think that there's much public sentiment at all that's going to weigh any amount at all, any measurable amount in that administration. So as bad as they feel like they've done over the last 4 years, it certainly doesn't get better. I don't think there's any question that it gets better, that it'll get better. It's going to get worse. I think it's going to get a whole lot worse.
So we're going to see a lot of these stories, y'all, happening over the next few months, and I dare say 4 years. So we're going to roll this every time we see one of these stories. How many of y'all have seen the video, which I think is pretty funny? How many of y'all seen the video of the woman whining and complaining how her family has cut her off for Thanksgiving? I mean, she was shedding a lot of orange tears and just really upset. Let me see if I can give me just a second. I can pull this up. So my heart was just warmed when I saw this because I really don't give a damn. And I really enjoyed seeing all her tears about how her family has disowned her and she don't know what to do. And y'all, let me tell you something. Man, this video here, they lit that thing up on TikTok. It went to Homegirl's account and she just got lit. Man, where is this video? Where is it? Have anyone, y'all see, first, have y'all caught any of these pretty good videos from these folks? Because me personally, I've been cracking up laughing.
I saw the one about Hernandez. I can't remember his first name, and he voted for Trump proudly. And he has most of the neighborhoods, a Trump neighborhood, they have their Trump signs out there. And his kids went to play with the neighborhood kids, and the neighborhood kids told him that they didn't want to play with him, that them, and that, you're Mexicans and go back to your country and you don't need to be here and get out. And so Mr. Hernandez has been crying and he's so upset and he hates it and he wishes he hadn't voted for Trump. And that has been a very popular video that has gone quite viral. But he's literally on there crying because it's your kids, and the kids came back crying. They said, "Oh, they won't play with me." I mean, you hate for the kids to be hurt, but he really felt that he was doing something by voting for Trump. So yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh, here it is, y'all. I had to find it. Okay, this, y'all, is awesome. Watch this here.
I'm not crying happy tears. I'm not gonna be apologetic for being excited, because if it was the other way around, all of the Kamala supporters would celebrate. I wanna say that first. I'm very relieved because I voted what I believe in, and I felt heavy on my heart that it's the right thing. So knowing that it was the decision the American people made, I'm relieved and I'm very happy. Very, very happy, okay? It's the very first day of finding out the election results. All of us are happy. I'm very happy, but I'm not going to continue to post about it, but I'm also not going to be sorry about it. And I always talked about how my family, sorry, I don't want to make this more than once. I always talked about how my family had different beliefs, my grandma and my mom and my sister, and how we always got along. And I wore my grandma's sweater to go vote, and I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to cry, okay? But my heart's broken.
Try not to cry.
Yeah, try it. My grandma just sent me a very sad text. It broke my heart. And my mom has yet to text me back today. My point of making this video is to say that I am very happy, and I expressed how happy I was. And I'm not gonna be sorry for that. I'm completely heartbroken that my family is taking it how they are. I never did this to them when Biden won. Never. But I am done with political posts. From here on out, it's back to normal. If you don't like me because of who I voted for and you have to unfollow, go ahead. My own family unsubscribed from my life, so you can too. I promise. It doesn't get worse than that.
I got no tears. Every time I see one of the videos, I'm gonna play Scarface. Every time, Mustafa. Every time. I'm gonna play Scarface.
You should, because, you know, maybe I think about this stuff on a deeper level. You know, these folks, you know, as they're celebrating, are they really paying attention to the actions that the person that they voted for is already putting in place, and the pain that it's going to cause, and the individuals who are going to be hurt by it? So, you know, someone once told me, sorry, not sorry. That's exactly where I am in this moment. And, you know, you can cry the tears all that you want to, because they're temporary tears, because you don't have to live in the communities that are going to have, you know, unfortunately, more police officers doing nefarious things. You don't have to live in the communities where their people are going to find it harder to breathe clean air or drink clean water or get lead out of the water in the schools where the kids are. And I can go down the laundry list of things that these people are going to be crying real tears, while you'll be able to go right back to your life as you were.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to. Matter of fact, several people sent me this one too, and I really, Randy, do not care how this dude feels.
MAGA family, I was on TikTok Live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family, and that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. Nah, that's crazy. Like, I love MAGA Nation, I love the MAGA family, and that breaks my heart that someone would speak to me like that right after the election, that all I was a vote? Nah, I love all you guys, and I know most of you MAGA family members are not racist, and I love you guys, and I'll keep repping MAGA Nation, Trump 2024, but that really broke my heart that some guy would say that. Extremely heartbroken.
So he was extremely heartbroken. So, I mean, I guess, Randy, I would just think about... Tony Braxton's Unbreak My Heart. Man, go sit your punk ass down. They ain't never gave a damn about you. They ain't never gave a damn about your silly ass walking around in that dumb ass MAGA hat. They let you know exactly what they think about you.
Have been very clear about how they felt about his black ass. I mean, I can't even, I feel sorry for his mama. Bless his poor little soul. I mean, he is pitiful. He is the ultimate of pitiful. Like, he is trying so hard to be accepted into a club that he can never be accepted into, ever, no matter what. Poor thing. Poor thing. He's talking about his heart is broken. It's gonna be shattered. I mean, give it some time. Ooh, child. Poor lost soul.
I'm telling you, these folk are funny. I mean, they just really are just bothered, Mustafa. They just, I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well, you play yourself. We have history with a small percentage of our folks. We can go back to on the plantations where we had a tiny percentage of our folks who would do anything that Massa asked for. Somebody once said it. Y'all remember when they said, if Mass is sick, I'm sick. You know, so we come through history where we have our folks who want desperately to be white for some of the folks. For other folks, they just want to be accepted, and it doesn't matter. You saw individuals who was it? The brother who was running for governor in North Carolina.
Mark Robinson.
Mark Robinson. And Mark Robinson said he would love to join the KKK. If you know, you have these individuals who I would love to say they've been through Stockholm syndrome, but it's not just the Stockholm syndrome type of thing. They truly believe that if somebody smacks you in the face, then you should turn around and get smacked in the other side because you don't think that they'll do it. And then when they do it, you'll say, well, they must have had a good reason to do it. And that's exactly what you got going on with some of these individuals, that no matter what folks say or do to them, they want so desperately to be a part of that supremacy club. And maybe what they think is, if I'm part of that club, then maybe the impacts won't be as great to me. But the reality is that they will never see you as human. They will never see you as an equal, but they will pimp you. And that's exactly what they did. Gotcha.
Watching this.
This here is the video Randy was talking about. Joe, watch this.
Hola familia, aquí con ustedes. Haciendo este.
So for all the English-speaking people that are watching this, watch this video. Basically, the guy is talking about his experiences living in a neighborhood filled with other Trump supporters. He wanted his fucking kids to play with the other Trump supporters, but guess what? They don't want his kids to play with their kids, because their kids are Hispanic, to the point where they're going to scare the kids off by shooting guns in the air. But this is what you wanted. This is what y'all picked. So don't complain and don't fucking bitch. This is what you fucking chose. So shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my...
These people, I'm telling you, it's a lot of... I know some people out there like, yo, bro, a lot of cuss. I'm telling y'all, folk are not, they just like, yo, we ain't trying to hear it. I mean, I keep, people don't understand when we talk about there being consequences. And there are people who are like, yo, we tried to tell you, you didn't want to listen. You wanted to sit here and act a fool. You sat here and then now you're upset because folk say we're not coming to your aid. And I'm telling y'all, it's about to be it's gonna be more tears. And I'm telling you right now, this gonna be me all day. What's for lunch? We'll be going to the park.
Yeah, these folks.
Joe, I don't want to hear the whining.
Right, yeah, you can't whine because at the end of the day, this is what they thought about you. All you could do was vote for them, vote with them, and then after that, you can go and do whatever they believe people that look like you do. And, you know, I'm not Hispanic or Latino, but I couldn't imagine, toning down my heritage or any of those types of things for these particular folks, you know, and subjecting my kids to a situation where you don't have your eyes open about who folks are and who folks aren't. And so now they want to be accepted, because they voted for Trump. But the fact that they voted for Trump doesn't change how they are seen in the eyes of certain people. And so now you're going to have to deal with that. And that's where you are. And then this brother with the MAGA hat on, listen, I wouldn't get his cat 5 cents for cheese on a Whopper. He didn't get to come to the barbershop. He don't get to come to the barbecue. And he's going to have to sit in the back row in church. Okay, now the sun is going down in here in California, so he better go and get his black behind home before Massa beats him like he stole something. That's all I got.
I'm just telling y'all right now, okay? I'm going to H-Town for Thanksgiving. And everybody else, they're going to be having their turkey and stuff. I'm eating gumbo. I'm just telling you, look, ain't nobody rolling up in the crib with a MAGA hat.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And I'm telling you right now, Mustafa, You my alpha brother. The level of hostility that I would have goes beyond if every one of my nephews was an Omega, Kappa, Sigma, and Iota. I would be like, oh, hell no. I'm telling you right now. So for all these people who say, well, no, you know, we should put politics aside. Nah, I wouldn't even let your ass eat a plate. You have to go to Popeyes or go get you a hot dog at 7-Eleven because you ain't rolling up in my house. Matter of fact, I would treat a MAGA voter, if somebody roll up in my family house at Thanksgiving, I would treat you worse if you a Negro who didn't pay his child support and you looking for a plate. And I ain't got no problem saying it.
I mean, it's real, right? So folks who decided to vote for Trump, there's an ideology, and that ideology is not one that is beneficial to our communities. So why would we co-sign? Like when we hang out with someone or we invite them into our space, we are saying that your belief systems are something that I'm comfortable with. So, you know, I'm just always amazed how we try and figure out ways of sanitizing, you know, the most vile things. And in this instance, it is, you know, the sets of policies that this new administration is going to move forward on. So if that's what you're down with, you're welcome to do it in your home or in your community and enclaves where you might find a whole bunch of folks who believe like you do. But, you know, and this is a shout out to my mama. My mama raised over 50 children, all kinds of different people. Anybody was in trouble, she'd bring them in. And my mother has this thing about on Thanksgiving of going out and bringing people off the street so they have something to eat. So mama, I hope this year that you don't not necessarily bring folks in, but that you are selective about the individuals who deserve your charity and your grace.
Well, Waka Flocka had a little attitude because this happened. He was supposed to appear at some event, and these folk in D.C., and these folks, this Lax Wine and Spirits, they said, I love and support my community first and foremost. I'm not a huge political or music person. I truly had no idea about the views of Waka Flocka Flame, nor do I share his views. My community has spoken, and the event tomorrow has been canceled. It's supposed to be a meet and greet. Hey, dog, take your ass to a MAGA event. Let's see if they buy your music. You can go on out there with Diamond and Silk or Diamond. I can't figure which one of them is still living. Go on ahead and go with them. No, don't be trying to roll up in here. Because see, here's the other deal. Waka Flocka, before the election, cussed out the audience and said, if you a Harris supporter, get the hell out of my concert. I ain't got no problem with them canceling his ass.
No, Waka Flocka and Amber Rose need to get together and figure out a new career. Because I promise you, MAGA ain't going to have near one of them. And I said near one of them on any circuit. They're not going to be working with them. It's done. They used them for what they used them for. They've been over. They got what they got, and it's over. And so, and he showed the Black community, and Amber Rose showed the Black community who they really are. And we're not going to forgive them. They're not coming back. So they need to start looking for some sort of other skill. I hope they have other. Well, I don't know if Amber Rose really ever had.
And Joe, Ray J too. All y'all gone with them red hats.
I didn't know about him. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ray J was down there at Mar-a-Lago with Amber Rose, all excited and happy. As they, Joe, I'm gonna go to the country. Go on, get.
Yeah, you know, hey, listen, go and make it last forever like Keith Sweat, because you know, hey, listen. You know, all you got, the lifeblood of one's musical career is being able to appear with your audiences, and you might cross over a little bit and do some pop and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if your people don't support you, you're going to end up having a problem. And so you run the risk of having that happen. And so, you know, whatever comes. And so, you know, you really need to look both ways before you cross that street. And if he didn't, and he suffers a consequence, then that's where he'd be. I mean, I guess he's sure that he doesn't need music for his career and for his life to work out. And if that's the case, that's fine, because there's a whole lot of people that might not check for him because of how he came out, and that's just how it is.
Well, there you go. And just in case you didn't see this photo here, well, there you go. Okay. You ain't coming to my house for Thanksgiving. When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Checks and money orders go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20036-0196. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com.